Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the Carpinteria Summerland Fire Protection District. May we please have a call to order?
Susie Cawthon.
I am here.
Jenna Jenkins.
Here.
John Nicoli.
Here.
Randy McLeod.
Here.
Doug Qualls.
Here.
Robert Kovac.
Here.
This regular meeting tonight is being broadcast live over Government Access Television Channel 21. A recording will be posted on the City of Carpinteria's YouTube channel for future viewing. All right, Pledge of Allegiance. Would you lead us, Doug?
Sure. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wonderful.
Sorry, my hat's going to stay on. I'm cold.
Okay. Item C, introductions, proclamations, presentations, and recognitions.
Yeah, thank you. We have two resolutions commending years of service for two of our personnel. Unfortunately, both of them are not here. One of them may be on duty, but they're on the crews are on a call right now. So I'm going to read the first one. It's a resolution, the governing board of the Carpinteria Summerland Fire Protection District commending and thanking firefighter paramedic Mark Blattler for 5 years of service to the district. Whereas Mark was first employed with the fire district as a firefighter paramedic on April 29, 2019, and whereas Mark has now completed 5 years of service to the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Summerland Fire Protection District Board of Directors commends and thanks firefighter paramedic Mark Blattler for his 5 years of service to the district.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
The next one, I'll shorten it up. It's the same wording, but this is for Fire Captain Brian Bull for 5 years of service. Brian was first employed with the fire district as a firefighter paramedic on April 29, 2019, and was promoted to fire captain on January 2nd of this year. And he has now completed 5 years of service. So we'd like to thank both of them. We will make sure they get their official copy of the resolution and their 5-year service pins.
Great. Thank you so much. That has gone by really fast. Wow. Okay. Item D, public comment. We have none this evening. So item E, correspondence.
Yes, we have two correspondents. The first one is from the Montecito Fire Protection District. Given their gratitude for our assistance, they had during the storm on Saturday, March 30th of this year, they were inundated with more than 70 calls of service. And our two engines, engine 6.1 and 6.2, were sent to assist them during that time of all those calls, along with other agencies in the area. And One of the outstanding things that they point out here is the Engine 6-2 crew was assigned to assist somebody that was trapped in their vehicle from several feet of floodwater, and they were very hypothermic. So our crew with engineer Taylor Barnett, rescue swimmer, went to the water, brought the individual to safety, and they were able to get the person transported. Also, it was Captain Dave Baker and firefighter paramedic Gabe Ober was instrumental in helping in the rescue. So that's from Montecito Fire Protection District.
It's wonderful news.
The next one is a copy of the public notice at the last board meeting, which was the April 3rd. We approved the preliminary budget for 24-25. After approval, the next time on the event was the request for publication of notice of public hearing for the budget with the Coastal View News, which is the local paper. The article was published on April 18th, as you see here in your handout, advising the public of our intent to review and potentially approve the final budget at the August 7th meeting of this year. That is our plan for that. In addition, it states any taxpayer may speak at the meeting or concurrently review the preliminary budget at fire headquarters during normal business hours. Into that report.
Excellent. So we'll move to item F, approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review? Do I have a motion?
I move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion is approved. And then item G, financial matters.
Okay, there's nothing significant to report in the budget. The only thing is since this printout, which was for the April 25th, I've looked at today, we did get another a round of our property tax increment. So that number has grown dramatically since this report was built for this meeting. So we are looking pretty positive on the revenue side of things, and that's good news. And of course, we're monitoring all the expenditures to make sure everything stays in line. And from my perspective, we're looking pretty strong right now.
Does anybody have any questions of Chief?
Let me know if it leveled out the negative at the bottom.
If it leveled out the negative,
In other words, we were, financial impact, we were, I think, $1.3 million more expense than we had revenue. Do you think it's,
no, I think we're going to be actually on the positive side from my review today of what I saw on today's Fin report. Yeah.
Do I have a motion to approve the financial status report? All in favor? Aye. And the report will be filed for audit. And now, item H, the Station 61 dormitory air conditioning.
Okay, thank you. So this is a report built by our logistics battalion chief, Noah Tunney, sent to me and for the board to review. He has obtained 4 quotes from reputable vendors, and this is to bring in air conditioning at Fire Station 61. It is in our current budget. It was already budgeted for this project. So he's finally caught up with all the other projects to get to this project, and he knows anything over a certain amount and he needs to get bids. So he did a good job of packaging the 4 bids, and he has a recommendation of going with Seaside Heating and Air Systems. They provided the most competitive quote with the proposal cost here, and he's recommending to the board, based on the competitive quotes, that we move forward with using Seaside's Heating and Air Conditioning for the proposal to install of mini-split air conditioning at Station 61 dormitory.
I just wanted to commend him, if you would pass that on. What a fabulous staff report. It was just so well written, very concise, the whole history and why he chose what he did. And I was like, well, that is great work. So does anybody have any questions
I
about
do.
the project? Okay.
I do. There's several, if you read Noah's report, there's a few external costs that are not in this quote. Electric, various things. I don't need to go through the whole list, but I really think to make a proper decision, we would need the whole package. I mean, we're gonna be spending another $20,000 on this thing over and above this initial cost, which is really the equipment installation. I absolutely think we should do the project. I just want to make sure that we understand as a board how much we're really committing to.
So thank you. I did discuss that a little bit with him, and he just had a rough estimate of maybe $5 to $10 grand. It's still within the allocated budget when you add the two together. But we could go back and ask him the next board meeting to
As
get.
long as we're in the budget, that's what, I guess.
Yeah, he did look at that. He just didn't write it up in this, and I did catch that and asked him about that, but yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, that's what I had highlighted too, and I'm pleased to see that it's not an astronomical figure there for the electrical
Electric.
outdoor units and permits and
I mean, these are
everything that
really good
goes along
systems.
with it.
These new systems, these splits, what they call them,
Yeah.
are very, very good. I wish I had done it in my house.
I just
Yeah.
got one.
Did you? Yeah. So,
Well, I'm excited that we are doing that improvement for 61 as well. So is there any other,
We're going to need a motion and a vote on that, so we can move forward.
I'll move to grant the bid to Seaside Heating and Air Systems. for
I'll
the-
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Moving on to the administrative report.
Okay, thank you. I'll start with my report. We still have our 3 new firefighters. They are very close to being halfway done with that joint academy with Montecito Fire. There is a tentative graduation ceremony date, looking at June 7th, but it's not for sure. Once it's for sure, I'll let the board know if anybody's available. That's usually a pretty good day for our 3 new personnel.
That would be great, because I know a former board member wants to attend, so.
Okay,
yeah.
great. We currently have a job flyer out for Fire Inspector 1 position, and that application period is open through May 15th. So we're testing for that position. Our Station 6-2 relocation project, Chief Niels and me talked about this today. We keep reaching out to Regency. They say that everything is done with county planning, and they have now passed it on to County Public Works to approve the hand trenching encroachment permit. And they've called them 3 or 4 times with no response back. So no big change there, other than it moved from one county department to another. So a little bit of movement, but not exactly what we're looking for. The current Station 6-2, where you're talking about trying to capture the Caltrans lot to the west of us. So we've actually completed a contract with the Waters Carneros Land Surveying Group to start the survey. They've been in contact with me and our planner to find out exactly what the needs are, and they are now moving forward on getting that survey done so we can present that package to Caltrans and see how that's going to play out from that point on.
Great.
The ambulance service contract, there's a lot of changes going on with that, and there's 2 meetings a week on this with all the fire chiefs. The litigation by AMR is now being pushed potentially to the last quarter of this year before it even gets to the court case. And if that's what's going to happen, Chief Hartwig from Santa Barbara County Fire, who's kind of running it all, doesn't expect any movement until the beginning of 2025 now on that particular subject. And then lastly, the Regional Fire Communication Center is moving along very well. They thought they were going to fall behind on construction because of the rains. They are now making up some time. So they expect to have the building, it looks like a real building now. The walls are up, everything's there. They expect to have the keys turned over to start with an occupancy on July 15th. Once they get the keys turned over, they can start moving everything in, testing everything. They expect anywhere from 30 to 90 days before the center is actually operational. There is a current dispatcher academy going on right now, so the dispatchers are all hired. I think there's like 20 some of them, and they are currently in place going through a dispatch academy, getting ready for this center to open up. Okay, and then we have all our division reports, and I can answer any questions on that. From our prevention, from our logistics, our operations, and our training.
Does anyone have any questions on the reports? Very straightforward. Anyone? No? Okay, well, seeing none, then we will move to item, Facilities Committee report. We don't have that. That's basically, I did want to ask one thing. If you could get back to us or me or whatever, when they're doing the partitions, so the guys are out of 62, and what is the time frame on that? Do you have any knowledge?
The only thing I know, and it's actually talks about a little bit in the logistics report, that he has a deadline of May 15th. That's the deadline he gave the contractor he's using to put up those partitions. And as far as I know, that he hasn't said anything, and when I say he, that's a Battalion Chief Tunney. He hasn't said anything about that date changing, so He's looking to have that project done by May 15th.
Okay. I ran into some of them and they said things were moving really slow. So, but I didn't know the May 15th. I didn't pay attention to that. So that's good. We have time. Okay. Item J, board communications.
I have something.
Okay.
Most of you know this already, but I recently had a medical situation for me personally. Had very difficult time breathing. I was, yeah, that would help. So during that time, Steve and I were going back and forth. We were we just said, let's go. We're going to go to the emergency room. We got in the car, and it really got much, much worse, instantaneously almost. So we're driving down the street, down Dorrance, right from the house. We call 911, and we said we're on our way to the Walnut Street Station. The guys were just phenomenal. They treated me on the sidewalk right in front of the station. I mean, that was where you had to be. The guys all come out. I was just so impressed. And then the ambulance right up. I did relatively I did have to take the ambulance up. I was in the hospital till Sunday. I'm doing better. I'm feeling better. I just wanted to thank everybody. Please pass on my thanks to everybody in the staff for their assistance and their aid. And so when you experience it first, you can sit up here and not ever experience it. I don't want to ever experience it again, but I just have to commend the guys, and I just wanted to get that out in public.
Thank you, John. We are so sorry about your troubles, but it's like doing
It's not pleasant getting old.
but it's like doing one of those secret reports, you know. We know how our systems really work, but that's great to hear. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yeah, thank you. I'll make sure I'll touch base with that crew. I did touch base with them a lot that day, but I'll make sure I talk to them again.
And Chief Kovac also came to stop by the hospital. While I'm in the ER, I'm still in the ER, and he stopped by, and I was very grateful for that as well.
Well, of course.
Mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
John, you are loved.
Huh?
You are loved.
Well, I felt it that day.
That's great. All right, then. Wonderful board communications. Item K is upcoming agenda items. Does anyone have something that they would like to see on our next agenda? Hearing none. Item L is adjournment. I will move to adjourn.
I will second it.
All right, all in favor?
That was easy.
That was easy.